How's everyone doing tonight? My name is Chewie. I am a refugee from Wellington. Don't hold that against me. I had to leave Wellington because I have completed it. I clocked Wellington. There's nothing more up there for me to see. I knew that one night when I was coming home from a bar, and I turned into the street where my flat was, and I saw a 40-person, all drag queen brawl. Now I did the best that I could come up with right then. As I stood there with my drink and my pie, I watched. Now you might have seen some combat sports, you might even know how to handle yourself in a fight. I tell you what, you know nothing until you've had to defend yourself from a thrown platform shoe or trying to keep your wig in place. So at that point, there's nothing left to see. I moved back home to Timaru. It's inappropriate. Some of you may know that that's a mistake. But I thought at the time, maybe the town where I grew up in had changed. Maybe I'd mellowed. So I went back and I did the best thing that you can do when you return to a place is just walk normal suburban streets where people live, just to get a vibe of the place. You hear things, you hear people, kids playing in the backyard, mum and dad getting dinner ready, just normal things through open windows like, Kevin! I've told you before, get your dick out of the fucking butter! So, as I stood there, with questions. Who's Kevin? Is Kevin a young lad on the verge of sexual self-discovery? He's just trying to find out what he's all about. Or maybe Kevin is an older family member. He can't look after himself anymore, so he's moved in with one of his kids, and it's only every now and then he strolls into the kitchen with his bathrobe open, ready to sexually molest the spreadables. And another question, was it hard or semi-soft? As you can tell, I left Timaru not long after that. You know, the other day I was down at the supermarket, and you're only popping in for a couple of things, so you don't take a bag. And then when you're there, you grab a couple more things and now it's out of control. But you're like, no, I can handle this. And you go to the checkout and the lady says, do you want a bag? And it's kind of like a challenge. And I'm like, no, I don't need a bag. I'm a grown-ass man. I can handle my own shit. So she keeps scanning your stuff as it gets more and more out of control. And you try and gather everything up at the end. And then you pick it up and you drop something. And you know she's looking at you, so you bend down and you get, oh, you've dropped another thing. Alright, this is getting really stressful. I'll grab it. Oh, I've dropped the third thing and it's broken. And now the floor is covered in glass and tikka masala. And you know that the checkout lady is just looking at you. Maybe she's got a little smile, a little smirk. That bitch, she knows she's got you. But no, I'm not gonna check. I'm gonna do this. And while you're thinking about that, you've slipped over. And now you're lying in the sauce and glass. And you're very aware that people are gathering. So you try and get up. And then one leg goes that way, and the other leg goes that way, and you've ripped your pants. So as I'm lying there, as you're lying there in a bowl of glass and baked beans and tikka masala sauce, and you're just hugging that bag of flour very tightly and just crying as the crowd gathers and you thrash around in just pure angst. You realise that you're in the middle now because of the flour, because of the tears, and your very own personal flatbread. And there's no way that you can style out of this at this point. The supermarket is now completely silent, apart from your anguish. So you stop, you collect yourself, you look up at the checkout lady, who is, by the way, horrified. And you say, Yeah, please call my wife. Tell her it happened again. And I can't go back to New World anymore. Thank you very much, guys. You've been a great crowd. Have a good night.
That was Chewie, everybody. Mike Chewie Bennett.